Good evening, everybody. Sorry about the pause there for a minute, but this is the 8th of January. This is the Hillbilly Think Tank with me, Spencer Keck. I am running for magistrate in Hardin County, Kentucky's 3rd District. And I'd just like to get you to know me a little bit. Hopefully, you'll vote for me. So, interesting day today, isn't it? Man, what a time in history we've got. So, Trump, if you didn't know it, is considering paying $100,000 to each Greenlander for them to leave Denmark. So there are 57,000 people in Denmark. This would cost at least $6 billion. Now, y'all, once again, just got to point out we don't have any money, he says, and Johnson says we don't have any money to pay for our health care subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. But today, the House passed legislation from 230 to 136. And this legislation will fund those subsidies again for another 3 years. So, just once again, they're telling us, oh, we don't have any money for Affordable Care Act subsidies. And yet, this president wants to spend over $6 billion to buy off Greenlanders, thinking that will pay for them to give up the rights, privileges that they have under the rule, or not even rule, just the stewardship of Denmark. Because Greenland is a country of its own. It's just protected, and there's some management of certain aspects of Greenland that Denmark takes care of. And as I said before, one of those great benefits they have that we will not give them is universal health care. But there again, we know that we pay $40 billion during the shutdown. We've paid $40 million to Argentina. And then Argentina is going to finance its universal health care plan with money that we gave them, as is Israel with the 14 to 16 billion we gave them. So we gave Argentina 40 billion, Israel 16 billion during the government shutdown. Wow. We told Americans we could not fund Affordable Care Act subsidies. Well, apparently, Republicans are getting the point. Enough of us are pointing out that this is complete horse shit. We got money to spend on invading other countries, which we did in Venezuela. And if we say we're going to spend billions, hundreds of billions on rebuilding the infrastructure of Venezuela so that we can get their oil out, we've surely got money to spend on the Affordable Care Act subsidies. So today, the House passed legislation and a vote of 230 to 196 that would extend health care subsidies for those who got coverage through the Affordable Care Act, as GOP lawmakers, a few of them, joined Democrat lawmakers in voting for the measure. Finally, Democrats and some Republicans are making headway on at least one thing that is very good for the nation. But this is not universal health care, and we need health care for all Americans. Now that we have bipartisan work going on, let's insist also, in a spirit of bipartisanship, that we open those Epstein files fully without redactions for the oligarchs and for the child molesters, the pedophiles. Will we do it? Obviously, we're running around showing we've got plenty of money to spend on the rich, on the oil industry. Now let's spend money on Americans. All right. Ramen Lover says, hi, pumpkin pie. Yeah, Shirley. You've got some funny jokes there. All right. Who else we got here? Coos Mill. That's right. America always spends money on wars, but not on healthcare. And the thing that irks me off is I've got 2 combat action ribbons. First one from the first Gulf War in the 1990, 91, and then the next one from Operation Enduring Freedom when I was with the 1st Marines, the 15th Marine Exterior Unit, when we went into Pakistan and Afghanistan right after the attack. But what happened to those of us when we came home? Did the federal government fully fund the VA for us? No, it took a lot of fight for us to finally get it under the Obama administration and then the Biden administration. But this current administration, and when it was the previous administration, 45, loves to cut VA funding, loves to mess around with it. They let Doge run through, cut VA employees, hurting us vets that bore the price of a 20-year war. And yet now we're starting another one. And they're not going to fund our care if they can get away with it. Let's see. All right. Coos Mill says everyone should have health care. Yep, totally agree. Guy Primo, you must be talking about Trump. All right. So Guy Primo says that'll never happen. Well, if we vote out the guardians of the pedophiles and make sure that anybody that is in the GOP that stays in Congress or Senate, that they come to their senses and vote for America and American health care for all. We can do it. But we've got to first do 2 things. Let's get universal health care for all. And before we do that, or as we do that, because we can walk and chew gum at the same time, open up those Epstein files. All right, y'all. Coos Mill, Guy Primo, Irlandez is making chili patas. All right, cool. I enjoy most chile. And Ramen Lover, good to see you guys here. And I will be back tomorrow. Tonight short because I was at a meeting where Vincent Thompson again gave a speech, one of his first speeches to some Democrats in Louisville at the All Wool and a Yard Wide Democratic Club, where he laid out his good reasons for running, why it is for the memory of his wife that he lost at far too young of an age to an illness that she should not have died from. So hopefully you can catch one of his speeches soon. He'll be back on here with me before too long. So we can get together and talk about stuff like this again. All right. So Lil Andez making chili patas. Awesome. Guys, have a great night. Remember, in Kentucky, united we stand, divided we fall. We love our neighbors as ourselves, and we remember we are our brothers' keepers and our sisters' keepers. God bless your corazon, which is Spanish for heart.